Get Warrior Tough. Mental Training 101 with Andrew Wittman and Dutch Coleman. And now back to Andrew and Dutch.
All right, we're back at it. Hey, if you haven't been to the website lately, go check it out. GetWarriorTough.com, GetWarriorTough.com. There's always new stuff getting put up there, new blog posts, new stuff in the news and the media. On that media page. If you have a testimonial, if you're a client and we've done good for you, go to the client testimonial page, put your story in, and we'll post it up there. And if you're a prospective client, you can go look and see what everybody else is saying about what we do. Dutch, we started a new group of the Phalanx this week. I'm very excited for this new group. A lot of talent, a lot of potential, and I love the energy in that group, man.
Absolutely. You know, sometimes you get groups that are, and no group is bad, but sometimes you get groups that are more clay than formed. You know, so it's like
we can make them into
loose piece of clay, right?
Yeah, right.
Now, and I love this group because they already have some shape and they already have some form, and they already have some knowledge, and like a lot of us, we just don't know exactly where to aim it. We don't know exactly how to utilize those talents and when to utilize those talents. So I love this group because they have a lot of talent, and I'm going to love helping them point it in the right direction and do some real damage in a good way. And so I'm really, really looking forward to working with this new group.
Right, and this group of folks, it's split, I think, 50-50 between men and women, which is which is cool for us because usually the men outweigh the women, but I think it's split down the middle this time. But these group, they're strong players, and they have answered this question for themselves that came in this week that we're going to throw out there, and you and I are going to try and tackle it for the listeners. This question came in, why are people afraid to tackle life head on? Do they just lack the skill set, or do they just are scared? Do they lack the skill set, or are they just scared? Why are people afraid to tackle life head on and be tough?
And my answer to that question is yes. And the truth is you're scared because you lack the skill set. So, and a lot of people, they know that. They understand that. They don't understand it fully, but they know they lack something, because when you continue to fail in certain areas, there's a problem. Now, the biggest problem is you don't know where to find the solution, because if you can't identify the problem clearly, then you don't know where to find the solution. So when we come in, one of the first things we do is help you identify the problem. So there's an exchange that happens where we're getting to know you, you're getting to know us, and when this exchange is occurring, we can tell you what the problem is, and because we're not really telling you, you're telling us. So once the problem is identified, then that's when the solution, that's when the process is built. That's when everything begins to come together. So the biggest problem is that people lack the skill set, and that leads to the fear and the constant failures, or the constant cycles of failure, or even and I call it failure, but the cycle of standing still. You're like that puddle of water that just sits there, that standing water, which we know standing water isn't good. So that's my whole deal in a nutshell with that.
Yeah, and they don't know what to do, how to do it, or when to do it. But you hit the nail on the head, I think, was that they don't even have a clear, focused in picture of what the problem is. And a lot of times people don't want to know what it is. And we coach folks, and they don't really want to have objective reality. They don't really want an honest assessment. They don't really want to know, what their blood sugar is or what their cholesterol is, and I go right there to weight and in the body, because we really want to lie to ourselves mostly right there. And when we do that, then we lie to ourselves across the board. So we don't so then we blame others, we blame the boss, we blame the neighbors, we blame the economy, we blame the politicians, we blame, Russia or whoever, it's Facebook's fault now because they're tweaking what they put out. It's everybody's fault but ours. Right? And so we don't want a clear picture of the problem. So then we don't tackle it head on, but because we don't really want to know. We'd rather delude ourselves.
Yep, and I mean that's real talk. I mean, you know, a lot of times you have a lot of people in our population that are just struggling with things that they're just throwing stuff up against the wall. I mean, these aren't solutions that are based in anything. You know, their solutions. They're let me try this, let me try that. But the let me try this, let me try that is not based on any information. It's not based on any facts. It's not based on anything of any substance. I mean, they're literally just throwing stuff up against the wall and see what sticks. But when you really find out what's going on, now you can build a solution based on what you know. Okay, I know this is going on. I know that's going on. I know this is going on. I'm going to do some research, and I'm going to begin to build a solution that's going to tackle all these different things that I now know. Otherwise, you're literally just throwing stuff up against the wall, and you have no rhyme or reason for doing it. And when it doesn't work, you're sitting there looking at yourself like, why didn't that work? Well, you don't even know what's going on, first of all. So that's where we come in. And the first thing we're going to identify is what's going on, what's really going on.
Right. When you say people are just throwing like stuff throwing mud against the wall, hoping some will stick, it's really wishing. And I hear this too all the time. I hear this phrase, I'm just hoping and praying it'll work out. Well, that is like the epitome of fantasy, because when you say that, I know it's desperation time. Because you have no solution, you don't even know what you have no clue, no information. You're just hoping that someone will pull your, bacon out of the fire by some miracle, right? And I always say this all the time, growing up, was that the people that needed miracles were the ones that couldn't get them. The ones that people they could get a miracle anytime they needed them. They live in a way that they don't need them. So I'll say it like this. I don't need a miracle because I live in a way that I don't need it. But I could get one anytime I want because I know how to tap into those things. And people say, well, they're lucky. We're lucky because chance favors the prepared mind. Because I'm ready. We create our own luck by being prepared. We create our own luck by gathering facts and information. We create our own luck by not having an emotional reaction and sitting back and having an actual logical response and a reasoned response to whatever the external factors are, going back to E plus R equals O. And these are the things of why people are afraid to tackle life head on. They do lack the skill set and they are scared. But what cracks me up is that they're scared to even admit that they have an issue. They just want to kind of, just obfuscate or, just kind of muddy the water and act like it's all cool.
Well, the worst thing that happens is sometimes when they throw the stuff on the wall, it actually sticks, so they think they're right. But what really happens is, you ever thrown something against the wall when you're playing, and let's use that mud, for example, and it sticks, and like, oh, look at that. The moment you turn your back, it starts slowly sliding down the wall.
Yeah, well, I get my butt beat. When I was little, we threw mud against the wall. We get our butt beat, man. We had to go out there and scrub it off, man. Because you're just throwing junk.
But see, what disillusions people is it sticks for a moment.
Yeah.
So they turn around, they're celebrating, and hey, yeah, it worked. This idea worked out. This is helping me. But the moment they turn their back, it's slowly coming down, and it's a matter of time before it hits the floor, and then you're back to where you started, where nothing stuck. So we got to get out of this stage of creating these illusions that we're solving anything. Whenever you have a solution that's not based on anything, it's eventually just going to slide down the wall and hit the ground.
And let's just say I'll just be like the devil's advocate. Let's just say you did throw it against the wall. It was a solution and it did work. Woo, and it stuck. But you can't duplicate it. So the next time this problem comes around, you have no idea how to solve it. You just go back to chucking mud again, and you were, 1 in a million, we got it that time, but you can't duplicate it, and you can't help anybody else solve that problem because you have no idea what the process was that you went through other than chucking mud.
Absolutely.
Bless your darling hearts, as Grandma used to say. and all my friends are laughing because I told her, did I ever tell you that story, Dutch?
No.
Where my sweet Southern Belle, my wife's sweet Southern Belle grandma, we were at Thanksgiving one year and somebody spilled their milk and she said, "Why, honey, bless your darling heart." I said, "Grandma, I think you just called them stupid." She said, "Sugar, I think you're right." Then everybody's thinking, when was the last time Andrew said bless his heart, bless her heart? What is he saying? Yep, I'm saying the same thing Grandma was saying.
But the fact of the matter is, Andrew, that's where most people are. What we're talking about is what most people are. So there's no shame in that.
No.
Other than the fact that now we're revealing it, we're opening it up to you letting you know where you are. And now the shame comes in if you do nothing about it. So again, there's no shame in where you are. It's shame in when you realize where you are and you do nothing to change it. That's where the shame comes in. We need to get up and get out and get something, as the rapper said. You got to get up, you got to get out, and you got to do it. Once you know what's going on, you got to do something about it. So don't worry. Don't worry that you're where you are. That's why we're here to help you. But you got to do something now. You got to act.
Well, it kind of reminds me. Did you see that movie The Martian with was it Matt Damon was in it? I can't remember.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I enjoyed that.
So listen, I'll tell everybody, go watch The Martian. It's a mental toughness movie because it's one problem after another. He could have laid down and died literally 1,000 times. And so what it does is give you a great visualization of what Dutch just said. Get out, now that you know, now get out there and go do something, because your other alternative is to lay down in the fetal position and just, if this is your lot in life, I can't even imagine that mindset, but so many people have it that they've gone as far as they could go, and they're just trying to make it to where they can get their Social Security and maybe whatever's left of their 401k. And they're rushing towards a retirement that they can't even afford. But they do nothing else, do nothing about it, except waste time, waste energy, waste resources, self-medicating. And that doesn't just mean like alcohol or drugs, but it's whatever your thing is to distract you, to just kind of ease the pain of the week. And I heard this today. I landed out here in Vegas, and I rented a car, and I'm flipping through radio stations trying to get some traffic. And 3 stations were like, it's hump day. Woo, we're over hump day. And I'm like, what are they, hump day? What are you talking, this is where most of the population, they can't wait because now we're on the downhill side to the weekend. So when Friday comes, I can distract myself from the pain of the last 5 days for the next 2 days. And then it's Blue Monday. Right, and then yay, TGIF Friday after I get through the next hump day, and now I've just wasted another week of my life.
Well, it's sad that people are looking forward to Friday. I look forward to Monday because people are opening their doors and businesses beginning all over again.
I'm with you on that.
And so I'm looking forward to Monday because on Saturday and Sunday, I can't get nearly as much done because there's no doors open for people to listen to my solutions. So there's nobody around at that point because everyone has typically, and not everyone, but the
masses,
mode that people are in, Saturday and Sunday are days off. So those are days that people can't hear these wonderful solutions that I have that I cannot advance.
I'm with you on that,
so
man.
I'm looking forward to Monday morning when the doors open up. I'm going, okay, hear what I got to say. I'm solving some of your problems. I got this for you. I got that for you. This is the way we need to live. This is the way we need to look forward to life. Not looking forward to I'm not looking forward to the end of anything.
No, I mean, it's just the beginning. It's just the beginning. And I'm with you on that. There's like days that are, every time I turn around, there's another banking holiday or a federal holiday or something, and people aren't at work, and then the whole week is shot, right? So we're up on another break. It's the bottom half of the hour. You're listening to the Get Warrior Tough radio show with your friendly neighborhood leadership and mental toughness coaches, Andrew Wittman and the Dutch Coleman.